Aussie and Element both very low. Kellogg still hasn't been spotted up close. They don't even clear him. Kellogg's is able to farm up too. And here comes the short push, trying to capitalize on what their teammate had already managed to do. But Element returning those kills, leave this in, look, it's somewhat of a clutchable situation. But with Aussie on 8 HP, it's essentially a 1v3.
Yeah, Meadow also still in position. I think they will have expected the majority to rotate. So if this duel slips away, I think he may have even spotted the leg. So now they know that Aussie's trying to wrap around, or at least they should do. And Meadow's just waiting for this, trying to isolate the battles, but he misses the shot. Looked like a freebie onto Chihuahua. Amo, you said it was clutchable. Well, they've got an afterplant.
Spy planted.
Yeah, and although Aussie's 8 HP, he has got stars. If he can just get out of here, already placing the one, but getting over to long will be hard. It's actually a stun grab well and an attempt to make a play. But with only Chihuahua left alive, it was far too easy for G2 to close that one out. They will find 1-0 here in the pistol round. They might not be the favorites in the series or covered. They know they cannot be flying. They're going to drone out a short, push B, and then if players come up through C long. But the problem is, it was all supposed to be a sneaky play to get those C players in undetected. Instead, the spike's being dropped, and these players now run into a stack. They're going to use their utility to divvy up the side as best they can, but what happened there? Evolve had no idea where he was. Meadow trying to buy the time. The clock was so low, but the plan will just about come in for XL. They need a rush forward to stop it, and Kellogg's gets caught trying to do so. Nuki alone pulls it into the 1v1. He's even spotted Mo, and he'll take him down. Oh my God, it's a close round. Yeah, you do not want to be losing that third round coming in when you get the rifles, but somehow they've come into this one and picked up a bunch of frags. Okay, Meadow in a little bit of trouble. But they're going to completely divert their gaze, not looking at the C side anymore, but moving into B in the late round.
A little bit worse. The Cosmic Divide is going to allow them just to almost hold them back that little bit further. Chihuahua spites checked, but he still manages to land the headshot eventually. Hoodie just needs a stray bullet to get this kill, and somehow Chihuahua has wasted just that little bit of extra time. Again, they're going to need Nuclear to do some damage, but that Rolling Thunder is still available. It seems like, though, they've realized the clock's just too far. They're going to save it.
But they're going back. They'll be caught by the op on the way, but said it's going to be up close against Nukia, and Element wins that fight.
Kellogg's even getting one and getting out of there would be a decent success, but he's not going to be able to. They've left Chihuahua there a few times, and I'm liking it. That almost seems like a direct counter to the way that Kellogg's likes to play. It's just not allowing anyone to wrap around, because most of the time he's not even watching towards the spawn, checking that direction. And while Vova, he's now left 1v2. Another clutch to come up, and he's not far away.
But they're sticking around here. Astrostar going down in heaven and towards the spawn will lock them out of the sight. Cosmic Divide from G2 to get back in. Aussie's down. Element needs to go big, and he only gets one. Oh, this is dangerous. A 3 versus 2, and only 10 seconds left to make this happen. Patitek goes through the wall, and he needs to be so careful with that spike. 6 seconds remaining. Hunter's Fury for the tag, and Hoodie has gone down to it. It's a 1v2, and Chihuahua has a chance. Tucked in the corner now. G2 are going to wait to get back in here. They've got to let Nukia rotate in with just Sheriffs. This is not going to be an easy fight. Chihuahua's repositioned as well. It's a nasty angle, and it's cleared by Nukia on the way through. 4 enemies and a teammate. It's almost an ace. Well played by G2. And soon to have that Rolling Thunder back online as well. This could be a big round for the attackers, and they're going to start it with a Hunter's Fury deployed by Mo. That was on the basis of a grab well after the drone had spotted and not tagged him. That is kind of crazy. Patitek's caught trying to get out. Meadow was undetected. Element, who had dashed in just a moment ago, is being cleaned up by Meadow. And okay, they're right back into it. This is a quick flip on the round as XL should now be getting a plant.
That's the round of ciphers. First Meadow coming through with a triple, a couple back from Chihuahua, and now it's into these clutch situations. Once again, attempting to try and find the wall bank through the box, but Chihuahua's got another. It's left on to Kellogg's, trying to bring this one back, and he's found himself the first. Just one man standing in his way, and he reads it correctly. This man has definitely had his doubters over the last week or so, but that's a big clutch for G2.
Oh.
There's so little time. I was about to say, this has to be the Rolling Thunder. Evolver's just going to try and sit in the back, but he's already been executed. A stun through to try and force Meadow off the angle, and patitek finds him as well. A great execution out from the side of XL. Well, Ozzy is going to get the plant down. Kellogg's already finding a trade, and the ping actually gives Hoodie another kill. This is starting to fall apart for XL. A retake that comes through in a matter of seconds.
5v5 late on. Let's see if that comes back to haunt them. I see Kellogg's is still hungry, and as he goes out, in fact, it's Element, who he whiffed on earlier, that takes him down.
Yeah, in my mind, Element was already dead. And now, well, Chihuahua's luck this time has been caught. Again, trading evenly. We're going to see the Rolling Thunder coming out in UK. An aggressive position, still trying to fight this, knowing there's a pistol on the other side, but Ozzy is there to back it up. It's gone into a 3 versus 3 scenario, and while still a lot to be done, but a nice entry coming in from Mo will give them another after plant. They do have to be careful of Meadow, though.
Well, he's at least caught Element. The Vova down below the ready. Oh, they were just staring at him. The info from Meadow, it's not going to really help out that much. Ozzy delivers the final blow. It's
blocking vision.
A real reality where we're almost at the end of things now. If 1 or 2 clutches go the other way. Here comes Element, though, in towards the site. My God, this guy's full steam ahead in the final round. But he's not going to find anything until he goes using the operator like a shotgun, and now getting pressured from every side. Kellogg's goes down, leaving Meadow alone, and that was a chaotic round if ever I've seen one. I was just thinking maybe he whipped and ended up killing them through the box or something. Watch that one back later, but
Shout out to
pistol round's
the
already
replay
kicked
team,
off.
by the
Chihuahua
way.
down.
Just forgetting that while I was
Yes.
just talking smack.
I don't know how they managed to catch that during the absolute chaos. Element's down 2. XL losing a lot of players here. They don't want to kick off this pistol round with a loss. They've only just managed to equalize the scoreline. We're into a 5v3. Look at how low a lot of these G2 players are, though, Tom. Just a couple of bullets needed. But it would have had to be an ace from patitek. And that puts up the numbers. Again and again, shock dart in. Not going to land on the players. And a wide swing after Patty's flash gets them a triple. Fantastic opening for XL into this buy round. That's not ideal. Caught on the way back. It's now into a 2v3. And look at Meadow. He's going to go get that rifle, or at least he's going to try. The site control is his for now, and his teammate coming to get that plant, but it looks like he wants more than just a rifle or a plant. Meadow wants a kill.
He's taken the control at least. The only player they really have to worry about at this point is going to be Chihuahua, and they're trying to see if there's any utility left to bait out. We know that Ozzy's there. Chihuahua just jumps down, though. That's so unnecessarily risky. The other 2 players are a little bit far away, and now Meadow is ready and waiting, and he's going to get the call out on the final 2. A tough hold for G2. There's no doubt about that.
Well, here we go. I guess time's on their side at least. Gonna lead to some panic from XL as they push through. That smoke still up. Recon through, halfway diffused already. There's the reveal. Nobody answers up on the back of it. Oh my God! Element is really going ham with a 3K to close that out. Way through. Where's the reaction from Chihuahua? What's he gonna do? It looks like he wants to jump through that smoke. It's at least toying with the idea. His teammates now died on site, so here he goes. Chihuahua dropping down, eliminating Hoodie. Rolling Thunder comes through. Ozzy still alive on the back. Site's able to capitalize on one, and that is a great reaction from XL. Well, they're going to pop down their stars so they don't have to worry about it, and that should be a nice free take on the side. Okay, XL are running back in here. patitek leading the charge, and Tom, I mean, they're going one by one, staggering the push, support leading the charge. I am beyond confused. And it has not gone according to plan.
Yeah, Meadow will take that all day long. Thank you very much. Couple of free kills, and now Ozzy left in...
Taking that back.
Wow. I don't want to say it's an impossible clutch, but it sure as hell looks like one. It gets the first in a 1v4, but there's still 3 standing. The remainder healthy as can be, and in a crossfire that doesn't give him a lot of space. He fakes out the smoke so that Meadow almost pushes into it to spot him, and he goes down. A nice attempt. Now tries to jump down. I thought for a second he was somehow going to like Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that flash. The peek from Chihuahua, perfectly timed spike on the floor. The big blow dealt to G2. Cloudburst used up there as well, and they don't know about Ozzy. That's big. Oh, he's even able for more. How is he still standing in the open? He shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. 5 versus 2, and G2 have completely crumbled in this round. Look at this. Aussie is just having an easy time.
30 seconds left.
Kellogg's 1 versus 5. Like, any damage here would be great. He's already got his Blade Storm for the next round, so the rifle's not going to be the end of the world. And Element, he wants to fight him. He's looking to just punch him out of the server at the end.
Drone is going to go up. And no, he's in trouble. Kellogg's already on top of Mo. And the trade is there quick and fast. Weapon retrieved. Element going to try his best, but now he's spotted out alone on long. He can't even go to sight. Nowhere is safe. He's completely surrounded. The drone coming out on long, and Sova right afterwards. He's not dead yet, but he soon will be. Although Aussie is going to be left alone, a 1 versus 2. G2 lose a couple of players there, but this is still looking like it's going to be theirs.
Although this man in the last clutch came close, he gets the timing perfect onto Nuclear of over, now only on 18 HP.
I have this.
That box is not the safest place to plant, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to reposition somewhere else.
Try to catch him on the rotate. Eventually he's going to realize that Aussie isn't coming from here. It's probably going to be when that spike gets tapped. There's the smoke already down, the tap secured. Avova sneaking his way through. It's already halfway. He's got to get his weapon out now. Into the smoke he goes, and he's waiting. When Aussie steps back in, it's like a magic trick. Aussie in the close corner. This is a nice setup early for XL. All they need is for G2 to fall into the trap. And Aussie's actually gone out and brought the fight right to them, but it hasn't been successful with the immediate trade. And Element now being hunted down. That Fury coming after him, but he'll survive it.
Oh, and actually, there's one popped on the other side, and Mo lands it. So Meadow falls instead. But while this has been going on, the rest of G2 haven't been sat dormant. They've been taking control. They've been making a move into this C site. The flank is currently being watched. This duel is everything, and UK wins it. Turns it back into a 3v3 situation. Rolling Thunder ready to try and hold in that afterplant, and they're just going to fall all the way back. Mo also gets stunned up on the way through, just buying that little bit of extra time. And this time, well, Avova does have stars.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help him out, running that clock down a little bit lower. Rolling Thunder to do much of the same. Stopping them completely. Nukia answers up on it. Recon is through. Oh, this is just so good. There's the reveal. They even know where Element is. And in a 1v3, there is no way that this one's getting won. The shot connected, but 26 health left. No time. A stun up as well. Beautifully played. 13-9. It's patitek that's getting aggressive. The rest of XL joining him. A 4-player mid push coming out of these guys. And that has already gained them a kill. A lot of damage as well. But Meadow manages to return it. But for a second, oh my God, Hoodie really wanted to fight there.
I'm almost certain that all of these cams are very confusing right now, so make sure you ignore them. They are definitely backwards. But Aussie is going to be able to find another one back. It leaves 3 players, at least getting some control. Now, normally there's some decent afterpart utility, but it doesn't seem to be there at the moment. Only a solo start available for Avova, and, well, it's also getting his teammates sectioned off. They're going to try and get a little bit more aggressive. The push from Hoodie, though, gets absolutely nothing, and they are being slaughtered one by one. It's left onto Avova again, and this clutch, slightly more difficult than the one we've seen prior. It will be Chihuahua who closes it out.
And I think more particularly on the attack side, because you're always pushing in through these nasty angles. There's a lot of info play from G2, and you see they use their drone up early to clear out these close angles. Kellogg sent dashes onto this side, but Chihuahua catches him. No escape from Generator from that point, though. So the man advantage does sit with the attackers and only extends further in their favor.
Yeah, it's the curse of the Jet, really. You're dashing into the site, you're taking big risks to try and give your team space. As long as they're trading effectively, as we saw there, it really doesn't matter too much. And, well, for the remaining 2 players of XL, again, it comes down to damage. Can you hold some of these players into the site? Can you force a couple of rebuys for the next round? Can you maybe steal away a rifle for yourself? By the looks of it, the answer is no, although patitek actually wins that battle at range. A little bit surprised. Again, they do some damage to patitek, but they've managed to cross.
Yeah, getting on into the site. Spike's going to be brought with them. That door being destroyed is a big problem for them, and they're going to combat that by just pushing on through, looking to take those duels, and they get a lot of them. But then In comes Element from short, catching them unaware. Mo
He'll get res.
finishing off another, and Hoodie, yeah, he'll get res, but he won't have an opportunity to use it. In fact, with 14 seconds left, he might not even have an opportunity to plant. Out they come to challenge. And a chance was given, but they've closed it out.
Last round is, sure, financially it wasn't great, but they used 3 ultimates in that round. Kellogg's, no, that is ridiculous. Snaps back onto the second head, gets rid of Ozzy, and just flies over the top, and Hoodie's gone as well. It really is just a brawl of these two jets. How many players or who can take down the most?
That spike's going to be planted. On the A side, shock darts coming in. That was the turret it was on top of, but that second one lands on Nukia. Recon as well coming through, not really netting them anything. Was that a whiffed one? Oh no. I mean, for Kellogg's to find that kill to Element, now what do? XL need to push out and hope that they win these fights. The barrel's being spotted, but the cage goes down. Oh, Chihuahua. If he had a second longer on that cage, maybe it would have worked out, but now Mo is left with an impossible task, and there you go. The conclusion to it, 4 kills for Kellogg's, and this is gonna have to be a quick shot by Kellogg's, and he's shift walking up to the corner. Gonna make it around, take it away, get his weapon back out. He's on 14 health at this point, and Patitek takes him down. Now things get very dangerous. A rifle retrieved, and he can heal himself up fully by popping that ultimate. They know exactly where the spike is, and now they just need to use that weapon in the form of Patitek to open the space.
Yeah, they've still got the Hunter's Fury, so again, the lockdown almost seems to come through as null and void, but Nukia instead is going to opt to try and take the space. Now he has his own Hunter's Fury, and in an after plant from this position, they have to clear it. They need to kill him off before they can get absolutely anything done. By the looks of it, XL might not be willing to invest that ultimate just because of the control that's been taken, but Patitek then clears him, and now it's left all on 12 over again, but he's brought it back to the 1 versus 1. Back through the Molotov he goes, but he can't quite close it.
Damn good attempt. That's gonna be close, but he's got it nicely. 2.5 seconds left on the clock for the... Yep, that drone's gonna see that no person is standing there, but that does not mean it's safe. Crossing over now, a big task. Chihuahua. Oh, he's got one nice and easy alongside Mo. Another to be found in the hands of Meadow. Remember, G2 bought up this round. They went to 0 credits. And with only 1 player left alive, it's looking like they're going to pay a heavy price for that. With an eco to come up next and 7 rounds for XL. Almost guaranteed. This is an incredible performance in the first half by XL.
And we've been waiting for it. Here we go. The lockdown, round 10. It's finally been put in for G2. And Element tries to make a play off the back of it. That Hunter's Fury coming through for just a second was enough, and they've even got a grab well. Chihuahua is screwed in this scenario. Finally, they managed to use that ult, and it's probably got them around.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, to be honest, I assumed there was some sort of a secondary plan for dealing with it. I thought it was a fairly binary response. If you put that Hunter's Fury down, then lockdown's going to come in. That's going to be quite an aggressive play. Maybe they're going to get Nuki to try spam. No, in fact, it's a smoke that they'll play through. That kind of plays into Patitek's hands if he has a flash, but he doesn't. Instead, he's going to go out there with his bullets and take the first one. The wall's soon to fade. Avova staying alive, but now he's caught, and Hoodie's going to be last alive. They know exactly where he is, but getting this diffused through will be difficult still. Element covering allows it to happen. And now we leave Meadow. He's trapped outside of A, the rest of the team rallying their way in. He could have some great timing as they're distracted looking towards heaven, but he's not even needed. Kellogg's just cleans house all by himself.
I think we've seen a couple of rounds like that. Like, honestly, the fact that G2 are about to get 4 rounds on the board, or almost solely because of the ability of this man just to win rounds for them. Like, he has had a fantastic performance thus far, and he's just carrying on. 4 kills already, looking to try and close it with an ace. I'm sure that he's going to get a little bit aggressive to try and finish it, but well, seemingly actually not overfacing here, just waiting for the peak to come through. May even swing off, and it's actually going to be Meadow to close the round. Fantastic stuff from Kellogg's in that one, but in combination with an alarm bot, it definitely could. With all the utility that's there, just going to be tapping away. They have managed to get quite a lot of control here, but the rotation is very, very quick.
Well, there's the spike dropped immediately. Patitek gets quite a bit of damage done through the smoke. Now looks towards the site where there's some players to deal with down below, namely Avova, who's already walked away with 3.
There you go. They'll now know it's there. Instantly, you start seeing the rotation, the slows put through. Avova about to come under pressure. I don't think he expected anyone to be that far forward, but there's still going to be a trade back. And with the HP, those rifles aren't actually that much of a detriment anymore to G2. This is very winnable.
Oh, the drop is good, but although it gets a bullet out, Mo still survives on 16 HP. keloqz and Nukia have to make this happen. Nukia peeking down below will find the first. Low HP on Chihuahua in main, but he hasn't been spotted or heard just yet. The info's still not there, so he's able to sideswipe. That shot not landing from up above. keloqz, and there's only one player on the other side of the map, including mid. They are running into the entire team. And that run it back, I don't think they've read the right info from that. They still think there's only 1 or 2 players here, and they're going to charge on out, but that's going to be a big mistake, as Hoodie is getting a flank up. Chihuahua will eventually deal with him, but there's just so many players diving at them left, right, and center. Time now becomes an issue. The spike's in the open. There's 6 seconds left. They've got to run to site, and time is just about on their side. I think they've got this planted, and indeed they do. keloqz has to clutch it out with the ult, and he won't get it done. XL just about.
Now they come through with what is pistols once again. A chance for XL to get an 11th on the board. Patitek he's just going to sit in the grab well, but it leaves him low. It won't matter. The trade's coming back and forth, and maybe it will matter.
Yeah, the instantaneous trade as element falls. XL gain the site. With a spike in hand, at least that will be a plan to step closer to the ultimate, but look, here's the other positive. All those players died on site, in ranged fights. Nobody ran into garden, nobody jumped into heaven or got overeager. That means that these rifles haven't been retrieved. G2 have to fight back into a 4v2 with the pistols.
Oh.
It's not a problem at all. I've misspoken there, evidently, because they've just made it look like they had the better weapons. Shouldn't really be that much of a problem here. I see that, though. Element's charging in yet again. He's taken down in a fight, and Avova's more than enough time to just reset and take the other 2 players down. I said it might not have had any impact in this round, and absolutely did. Element just had no support on the way through there, and Avova had all the time in the world.
Just an elevated angle and just fight after fight after fight. Almost looked too easy. A little bit of spam taken through the box, but G2 have responded in turn. It's only going to be 1 man standing, and, well, Mo, not really much he can hope to do. Again, it's the same scenario as the last round. May not even realize that there's still a player watching into mid, and that's a freebie for keloqz. Too far, and expecting them to fall back into another take onto A.
They've spotted keloqz as well. They've got the info that he's on the backside. Okay, the molly going down into the corner. The ult's still online for now. 5 seconds as they get in towards the site. Here goes the blade storm, and it's dealing massive damage. Lockdown eventually detaining.
He's detained.
And I'm gonna... Okay, Patitek, no time left. I was worried that a second player was going to go swinging into him almost.
It's different again.
keloqz, he has a chance here with the op, and he's going to catch element. Blade storm down. Patitek wondering whether he even thinks about going for it. The flash does connect, and it forces keloqz off the angle. But they are not committing to A anymore. XL are moving back over to this B site. The wall about to break, but look who's holding it. Patiently waiting. Hoodie has spotted them, and he'll drop a slow and get on out of there.
Just delaying. And the fact is, because they've locked down the rest of the map, the only place that they really have to worry about is mid, and you can see that Meadow is already watching for it, making sure that any space that's being taken will be seen. There might be a timing here. The problem is the rest of the players are being slaughtered as they look to walk through onto the site. It's now down to Patitek to find something, and he still doesn't get the kill onto keloqz. His whole team is now gone. He's got 20 seconds to try and save this, and, well, it's impossible. No spike and nothing else. G2 come back from the depths. Oh, yeah, against anyone, you want to do well on the attack side. At the time we saw it versus Heretics, 9-3. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more of the same. And hey, for Patitek, not a bad start at all.
Very convincing opening there. They've got the site completely, the Viper wall giving them all the cover they need, but they're going out aggressively still. Obviously, we're on the old iteration of Breeze. As you can see, the patch currently allowing Chamber to be in, but everything else is out, and the on-map changes. to no big old yellow. Oh, the side angle for Chihuahua. It's nasty, and he keeps on going. 1-0 for XL. I'm seeing the markings go down over here towards the A side. Looks like they're heavily suspicious of a play coming out of XL, but well, they've had their suspicions confirmed in the worst possible way. Nukia on the site, only good for the 1. Chihuahua on 5 HP took that duel, and he came out of it with just as much. Still sitting in towards the halls. He has got complete control. With Aussie low as well, this is very winnable for G2, but they need some well-placed shots right here and now, and with a Vova on 10 HP, I mean, this is starting to look like it's not going to go their way at all. They need a hero play.
Yeah, they also need to clear Chihuahua, because just his presence alone around this corner, it's an unwinnable scenario. He's going to try and use the door to his advantage, but the fact is he's just going to act as a distraction as Aussie goes in from behind and kills off over. It leaves just one man standing. Meadow at least able to make this one a bit more costly, but you have to bear in mind, this is only a bonus round, and as long as they don't do anything silly, it's a little bit uncomfortable. I don't think there's any time anyway, but even still, it's going to be Chihuahua to close it out. 4 kills.
Game sense. And here's the reward. There's 3 players lined up for him. He'll take the first 2. That's easy as can be. And now XL are trapped on the site. They've got players all around them. And they just can't get out of this one. 2v3. The spike down in the open. And too many angles, surely. But Chihuahua gets an off one. And now we're into a 2v2. Suddenly, this has become winnable for the attack.
Yeah, they're almost completely surrounded. Nukia, he's got the read, even after the dash away. I feel like this man is watching the same screen than I am. He knows everything that's going on, reading it perfectly, and it's left on to Chihuahua. Surely this cage is going to fade in just a second, and he's left completely in the open. No chance facing off against Meadow. They're going in the other direction. Now, this takes the dash offline, leaves a lot to be desired. Good trade out from Patitek, already getting them into a pretty strong position, especially now with the ult that actually allows them to cross towards the site and hold on to the connector control.
Very interesting. The problem is you can only plant in a very finite spot. You're vulnerable to spams, but none come through. Hunter's Fury providing the cover for a moment. Bova's going to try to sneak on in. Kellogg's already taken down Patitek before dropping, but Aussie is still at large inside that Viper's pit. And that's the be-all and end-all of a round like this. If you do not get Aussie out of there, the round's already done. And indeed, it will finish off like that. Take that util out almost immediately. Why is Kellogg's here? How's he gotten all the way up? And he's even got Nukia with him on the other side of the wall. Oh, this is so nasty. In through they go. And as Kellogg's is spraying away, Nukia's finishing them off. And even Meadow chiming in to help at the end. That is a fantastic round. 2v2, though, that comes from it. Patitek's still fighting for it. And they're going to get this spike back.
This seems to keep happening. Like it's like G2 have everything ready for this round. The flank, the perfect timing, the push, the spike dropped. 2v2? Like, what? How's that happened? Kellogg will take down one. And that was left on to Chihuahua. He's been the star of the show so far. Or 1 versus 2 to give them another round. And he's looking in the right direction. But Nukia again pops his head. So I was about to say, if he used it here, he would have been screwed. And now they're slowly being flanked on. They've taken a lot of control elsewhere, but they need to clear over. The spike is now just stuck, completely left on its own. Even with the Blade Storm, it's not enough. And, well, just these few aggressive angles being taken by G2 have almost guaranteed a third. The remaining players would have to pull off something truly ludicrous. And sure, Patitek's got into a spot that they might not necessarily expect. But it's being watched.
Patitek's clearing it. I mean, fair play for checking all his corners, but Meadow is still there. And this is going to be the end of the round. 10 seconds left. Aussie's just going to try to save.
10 seconds left.
All right. Well, G2, I said you needed to win some rounds a little bit more convincingly for my liking. They've done a good job of that. Flawlessly won. And indeed finished out. There we go. I was waiting to see what happened on that one. I think Aussie fell asleep. And we said a couple of times now, the knife on Meadow is going to be a big problem if it gets hit. And it does. He's already taken the cage back, immediately aware that that was going to come through. And Evolva's then playing the secondary angle, taking a triple. This is such a nice setup from G2. And it has worked. Meadow falls and no one else does. The entire intention of XL in pushing into that site. XL, I've got a plan, but they've lost Patitek. My God. But he's walked up, taking the kill for free. Oh, that's really
I
nice.
love these.
You've got so much utility landing on Element. There was nowhere he could stand without being hit. Now he's 7 HP and a snake bite comes in. Oh, there was no escape for this man. Hit by every piece of utility under the sun. And XL getting absolutely destroyed. But here's the thing. Post-plant setups, there's too many players. They can keep swapping in and out. Yeah, you can kill them, but you've got to kill them a couple more times or they're just going to keep on defusing. 6-6 as G2 close it out.
Toxins going
I
up.
think that might have been a snake bite combo with it. There was an assist coming through from Aussie. And now Patitek on the flank has already managed to find another. This looking rough. And while Kellogg seemed to have a nice timing, it's left all onto Nuclear. Classic at this range, hoping that he can fire at every single target at once. With players pushing tube, they already have a lot of information that it has to be in this direction. Tagging one up in the corner will definitely make things that little bit tougher for the remaining players on this site. And Kellogg's, of course, known for that space taking. Chihuahua, though, has been able to find one. Patitek's found another. This is starting to fall apart with Aussie on the corner, leaving just Meadow. This was only meant to be a bonus, but he's brought it back. It might just be possible, but Element is going to catch him as he tries to cross.
So they're going to be taking this to map 4. I think that looks like a far more reasonable reality. Patitek with a quick ulti. It's going to stop any util from coming towards him. And he's seen 3 players inside of mid. This is huge info. The whole team's rotating, but he has been dropped.
Oh, Element almost managing to find something back on the corner, but not really getting anything for it. And oh, it is going to be an afterplot. Meadow looks back at the perfect time. It's going to give them the info of where they are, but Chihuahua, he's looking to carry this team on his back. Another couple of kills coming in for the Cypher. The hard carry for this team right now. And while Vova sat within his ult, doesn't have much help here from Meadow, just pinging a couple of players here and there, but he can't shoot out of that ult, otherwise it will give away his spot.
Last player standing.
Oh my god.
He's at least got the one, but how much more can be found playing with the Vandal now? You maybe get punished, or maybe not! A Vova!
Oh my!
Gets out with every single one!
A little bit different. Oh,
The knife came through.
That's perfect. It suppressed him, so he gets the timing. Oh, this couldn't have gone any better. Maybe the most important piece of utility used this entire game, or what Patitek's killed everyone as he goes anyway. He used the util and then got all of the kills. It leaves Hoodie on the ground and Kellogg's trying to bait him in. It hasn't really worked. It'll be 11, basically, to close this one out.
Well, onto site we go, and Kellogg's is opening it. G2 have found the opening. Now the op comes in. They've dealt with that too. In fact, it was Nukia catching him with the Hunter's Fury. Mo tries to return it, but only good for the 1 kill. Now the operator's in the hands of Kellogg's. I'll say he hasn't been great with it so far here on Breeze, though. And Avova's gone down. 3 versus 2 still. Chihuahua. There's the kill they need. They've now got an angle from both sides. All they need to do is win their respective duels. And it's Kellogg's on the op that worries me. If he can find a shot, he even has the Blade Storm to go back to if necessary. He misses the first, but Meadow's quick to return and leave Patitek alone. Monumental player for this XL squad so far. He finds the first time against him, Blade Storm, but down goes the fragment. He knows Kellogg's has to push around the side. He's waiting for the peak, but Kellogg's doesn't believe he's sticking it. Walks in eventually. Time is low, but he's got that nice and comfortably.
It's not going to be too worrying in the end, and by the snake bite enough, because that's what he peeked into. So then he was insta-killed by the Hunter's Fury. It was a really good execution from G2. It's just a shame that they didn't manage to pull it over the line. Of some solid retake. Well, goodbye. This time he is ready for these peaks. They've gone for a similar sort of force out of the corner, but Element is going to take 3. It does not work twice. No Hunter's Fury to kill him this time, and I bet they wish they had it.
No, there's no way. There's just no way. Avova, you gotta go huge. Vandal in hand, he finds the first, and up goes the wall, but that flank is gonna shut down most plant possibilities. 20 seconds left. I mean, there's not a lot of time. Even to cycle that Viper utility. And they're gonna need it if they're gonna plant open for spawn. No, they're not. Avova's just gonna go running through on the back of the flash. A little bit late. But it comes down to a 1v2. It's winnable for Hoodie. He knows where one player is. He knows where the second is too, but he won't be able to connect anything. XL find this one 13-7, a map that we expected them to win. G2 put up a good fight, but just not good enough.
Team 14 victory in their last map, so we'll see how it's going to go this time. I think a lot of this will actually rely on Patitek, how he's going to perform in this one. Of over, he shot a bullet, and he's going to be spotted. Patitek will get the heal up as well, so putting himself in a great
Spike
spot.
planted.
With that spike planted, XL start to fall back, but they're going to run into keloqz here. Or keloqz is going to run into them. With Meadow falling, though, it might not matter about the flank if there's nothing to slow them down in front. keloqz doing damn well. Leaves it down to just Element, and they almost know where he is. At least they suspect it, and he's got to make a play now, getting the space over towards Pipes, but keloqz was too quick.
Yeah, the thing is, though, they come into it with an operator. So there's something for keloqz to play with already. His opponent's been pinged, but he didn't expect the second one. Chihuahua makes the run through. Now, there's still a few bonus weapons here. Some SMGs in play. And a lot of these rounds have been very costly, but now Meadow comes in from behind and manages to catch another, making this back into a 4v4 scenario. They still have a hold ready, and now Nuke's got an operator, and, well, let's be real, he's no slouch.
Yeah, Element's gone as well. This is a massive problem for XL. Getting onto this site will be tough, but they've taken down Hoodie. It's a good first step. They still have their wall online. That's where the Nano Swarm slows, delays, eliminates Patitek from afar. With an operator, G2 are miles ahead. This round is basically theirs. Someone needs to step it up, and Ozzy's been hurt. They know exactly the surprise strategy he was trying to deploy, and they'll catch him in the act. He represents a safety net for them with the lockdown, but also covering any sort of higher peaks. This is, again, going to be very tough for XL to get into, but they sort of pigeonholed themselves by not having any control elsewhere.
Nuke's the one to get pinged up, get tagged, but there's actually a tag in response. Ozzy goes down, and Avova's still just lurking within the shadows, landing every shot that's put upon him. Now the full force of G2 is waiting, and, well, there is a reason that a lot of people do not go pushing into a Viper's Pit, especially one like that with elevated control. Chihuahua, he knows he needs to get the first kill, and I like the attempt. It's a nice idea. Not going to get anything for it.
Playing solo on one side of the map for a minute and making noise, getting spotted by a drone, and then continuing to sit there. Because if your opponents have pushed behind, you're gone. You need at least a lurker or some utility to cover your back, then make sure they haven't pushed. They didn't have that. XL took a lot of risks. Now, though, they got a lot of kills. No dash online for keloqz. Sorry, you're gone. And XL come from one of the worst rounds we've seen to possibly one of the best. They just run over the B site, leave Avova, try and clutch it all.
Have you ever seen Rush L before?
Yes, actually, a fair few times. Yeah.
Damn it. Called my bluff.
Yeah, it was a good attempt.
I don't know what Avova's hoping for here. Gonna try and take some space. As they're gonna push into it though. Both tagged up low. Now there is a lurk coming in from behind, but he's just gonna try and stick this halfway. At least get it a little bit further. No, he's just going for the whole thing, all the way through. No way, Avova. No way you have just done that. That was a 1 versus 5, right? Or at least 4. Oh my God. Is this a response? That is instant. Who could have seen that coming?
No, I think completely unpredictable actions going out there. Nuke able to eliminate Element. Chihuahua's going to try to find some space around the back. And he has done exactly that by eliminating Meadow. Now sneaking his way out right into keloqz's line of sight. And a second will be found with Nuke side-swiping Ozzy.
Still managed to pull off the retake within the Viper's Pit, so... It seems like in a lot of these rounds there's been opportunities. It hasn't worked out, and while Hoodie left behind, gonna manage to get himself one, drop the spike, get the info, pinged up as well as Element. Oh no, the timing couldn't have been any worse. He waits for the final ping so that he can throw the smoke down, and then he gets pre-fired by Meadow anyway, and keloqz is still lurking around. Mo, well, he's got to pull off a miracle, and we saw a few whiffs, a few misses here and there, but eventually...
The wall to be broken, she can be seen. The ponytail visible. They even catch her on the way back. Okay, Ozzy gets found. But keloqz taken down. He was trying a late flank, and he's being spotted. Great blade storm out from Element. It's a little late, but looks like XL have finally got a second round.
Oh, Meadow. Gotta try and aim at the whole team as they all pick him at once. G2 are taking their time.
Well, here they come. Hoodie has spotted one down below, but they're not winning any of these duels. XL are coming out ahead, and then some.
Last player standing.
With only Hoodie left, there wasn't much hope at all.
Duelist fighting in towards B. It's almost unexpected with both of them being able to get anything here. An element with one of those two rifles has managed to start things off at least. Patitek playing close. Delir could be everything here if he can find something through the edge of it. But UK is actually going to go pushing, and he's found by Patitek as well. These stars are shining for XL once again, leaving it all onto Meadow, and this time he gets nothing. XL
on that defensive side, and XL now get a chance to step up massively. There's Element for 2, and he's dashed out as well. Spike down, gorgeous start.
30
They've
seconds
locked them
left.
in. The wall just making things irritating, setting him up to not be wrapped on. Avova still managing to get the trade. Looking to try and clear some of these other angles. The problem is getting into their own after plant becomes quite a bit more difficult with their current positions. And Patitek insta-healing the second he gets the kill. He could take some more risks here. Avova, though, managing to find another. The problem is sticking this plant will inevitably be his demise. Hold on to this site, it's going to be fairly difficult. They're actually going to use the lockdown in this one. So G2 playing for that after plant. The Hunter's Fury likely just going to get rid of it. The elevated angle doesn't do anything. And while it probably will still grant them a plant, whether they get much more. Hoodie is so good with the Marshal, it's actually not fair.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy came into the game as a jet operator player. He was a CSGO off player for a long time, so no surprise to see him perform well with the scope. But he needs to hit a couple more nice shots now as the retake has started. XL traded out on the first, at least with Mo falling. The Blade Storm from afar, delivering even more. Great round from Kellogg's. One of the only players that can really fight on range. Another one, though, is Nukia, because he's got this Hunter's Fury. Oh, he's hitting all the tags. 20 HP left on Element. Now down to 14, and he's about to get shot in the... Shot somewhere. Maybe. There we go. Shot in the face by Meadow. It happened just a little bit later. Look at this push down mid. Do they expect another player to be here? Well, they do now. They've seen Ozzy.
Poison's off.
There's a recon to clear close right corner.
Oh, no.
Well, that's a bit sad. Chihuahua was solo this side of the map. Look how quickly everybody moves to try get back over here.
Oh, that's cursed. Everything in this round is just cursed. First peek into a firing squad, missed shot with the ult. You're gonna get caught by a turret. Everything's gone wrong. Every single. At least Element managed to get one. If they win this round, it will be a miracle because it seems like everything that could have gone bad in this round has gone bad. Element, though, he's found another. He's giving them that little bit of hope, and Kellogg's not connecting his initial shot, gives them a bit more space.
Oh, they didn't actually manage to take Ozzy down while he was peeked up, but Nuki is just too clean. In there for a triple. Kellogg's with the other two. For them here.
Oh, they've got it spot on. There's no way they expect everyone to be here, but I think they've all been spotted now. I think every single member of it has been seen, but it may not matter. Kellogg's is going to trade the first out. One just sat in the snakebite is going to take so much damage, and Avova, well, he knows the second anyone touches a snakebite, they're automatically dead with this man around. Rez coming through. Peek in from Joel. He's got his fourth kill of the round, and now it's left all onto Nuke. He's one of the people you definitely want. Avova obviously being the other. He might still be able to bring this home, but he shoots between the two. It will be clutched out for XL.
Extended from the middle platform on A. It's going to give him a lot of height to play with and a lot less depth. Oh, they cannot afford to lose that duel early on. Patitek has to go huge. He can't even get out of here anymore.
Do they check? It's not looking like it's being cleared. Oh no, he pulls out the utility to swing it. But luckily, Nuke is there again to save them. Counter wall to slow down any attempt at a push through, but Nuke's still going. Almost manages to catch another. And there's a flank coming, but look, you can see that there's already an alarm bot available. The only thing will be is if the plant is attempted, will it still reach the alarm bot? I don't think it did. I think he took it back.
Oh, everyone's being called with utility out. The story of this round somehow. Meadow knows there's a player close. He knows that there could be at least. He's got some support coming out of Kellogg, so the plant will be found. I'll back off afterwards. Still the alarm bot to be played with if he wants. Yeah, it's going to be put down. It's been hurt. The nanoswarm buys them time. Nice try. I appreciate the attempt coming out of Kellogg's, but a lot more needs to be done here. Spike about to be defused. Shot's not landing. It's already halfway. It's already halfway. He's just going to stick it. And XL get away with another round. 12-9. They're going to make that play eventually. They've got the turret watching behind. They can't stay here forever. And they know rotates are going to come through from XL.
Careful.
All these little bits of utility going down aren't clearing anybody out of corners. But XL are gradually shifting away from this site. Now's the perfect time to push. As these players are caught moving away, Patitek will grab one element with another, and now they just need to play post plant. No need to run in.
Wow. This definitely has not gone great on the execution. An attempt being made by Kellogg. Oh, he actually manages to get the fadeaway headshot onto one of them, giving an opportunity for the plant, but down to just one remaining knife to try and land. Or two, it didn't matter. He missed both of them anyway. Meadow has found another with the rifle, but it eventually falls onto one. Nuke, he may have himself a Hunter's Fury, but it's not going to play a part in this one. A rifle picked up, and he goes on the swing. It leaves down to him versus Chihuahua. The 1v1, potentially closing the series. He looks and he turns around! Perfectly played from Nuke, and they are going to get themselves the victory on Icebox. A 13-9 scoreline, and G2 head their way through to the VCT.
Some of that was